This is UFC Burns versus Malott predictions, and guess what? This isn't just brilliant cards. This is fucking shit. This is terrible. I'm sick of these terrible fucking shit UFC cards. And you know what? It isn't just one. It isn't just one. It's three back to back to back. Only difference being is the last one, JDM and Prates, is an actual good main event. The other three are shit. They're shit. We've got Zalal and Aljo as a fucking main event in 2028. They're shit. Well, they're not shit, but they're boring. They're shit. They're boring to watch. And then in this main event, we've got Mike Malott. Mike Malott in a main event? What? And Burns in a main event in 2026. But for 1 minute, that was a hell of an intro. But let's just get into the first fight of the night. As you can really tell, I'm super excited to get into these predictions. But first fight of the night, Yannis versus Jamey-Siraj. Now let me tell you something, what an amazing start to the card. We've got two shit fucking bums who shouldn't even be in the UFC. Rumour has it that the UFC literally just dragged two fuckers from the back ends of fucking nowhere and was just like, do you want to fight in the UFC for 10k? And they were just obviously like, yeah. But on a real, I am gonna go with Yannis because Yannis even because Yannis. It's John Yannis. I've said it wrong twice, but he's actually like he's not the best in the world. In fact, he's pretty dog shit. But like this guy, he's actually like he went to a split decision with like Cameron Smotherman, and like he fought Austin Bashi and he got battered in the first round and choked out, but like at the same time it's just like that's Austin Bashi. Austin Bashi's a prospect in the division. I know he lost to Christian Rodriguez, but like he'll be back and he'll show you. You know what I mean? Yeah, and as well, I have just seen Jamey-Siraj just get absolutely fucking twatted out cold by what was that guy, Diego Brandao, who is literally like, I'm going to tell you some like insight into the regional scene of MMA. Basically, every single half decent MMA fighter will fight some random fucking Brazilian, right, with a little bit of power and about fucking zero technique. And it's basically like a test. If you can pass this guy, then you might be something. And he failed that test. This is Jamey-Siraj. And I'm going to tell you something. Diego Brandao, I know he was in the UFC at one point. I think it was the Ultimate Fighter, right? But he is, and like that must have changed. He is 32 and 22. He is a 50-50 record. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But yeah, he got knocked out by that guy, so obviously I ain't going to choose it. I'm going to go with John and Yannis. Again, I said that wrong, but yeah, I'm going to go John and Yannis by KO. He has some pretty decent power in his hands. Now let's move on to the next fight and get this terrible shitty card over with. On to the next fight, which is John Castaneda versus Mark Vologdin. And I just don't know with this one. Like, it's one of those ones. He's coming off the Contender Series where he lost to some random Brazilian who's now fighting David Grant, I think, next week, by the way. Just want to put that out there. John Castaneda is way more experienced, but Mark Vologdin is really fucking good in the first round, and yeah, that's what scares me. But he has high pace, he's got the pressure, he's got the scrambles, but like Mark Vologdin, he's just he's not experienced. He's just not experienced. I can't strongly choose him as well, considering he's supposed to be a wrestler, and in his last fight he didn't shoot a fucking takedown once, I don't think. And if he did, he didn't get it. Yeah. Fuck it, I'm gonna go John Castaneda. He's the veteran, he has way more experience. He fought fucking Chris Gutierrez, who had like close fights with like Song Yadong and people like that. I think that's a better indicator of John Castaneda's level than Mark Vologdin losing on the Contender Series and in that really good fight, but like to literally a random. Unless this random next week knocks out Davy Grant, we don't know how good that guy is. And I don't think he does beat Davy Grant, but yeah, John Castaneda. I almost would choose John Castaneda. It's a safe pick. Yeah, let's stop rambling. Who cares about this fight? Moving on to the next fight, Mitch Raposo versus Allan Nascimento, and this is like the first like half decent fight of the card. That's really saying something with the names here. But I will be going with Allan Nascimento. I just think he's a better fighter, and I can tell you how this fight is going to go. Mitch Raposo spends way too much time on the outside. He's sort of like an in and out fighter, and Allan Nascimento is just going to kick the fucking legs off him. And then if he does anything daft, like try and blitz in, get rocked and shoot a takedown and get a dash choked, like Cody Durden, then yeah, he'll get finished. But Mitch Raposo did look good in his last fight. I need to give him respect where it's due. Who was that fight against? It was against someone good, I think. It was Azamat Maxum, and yeah, I believe he's alright. I swear he's alright. No, he's not. He's actually like lost every single fight in the UFC bar one. Just forget what I said there. But yeah, you know, he looked good against this guy. But this guy is no Allan Nascimento. People forget, man. People forget, man. If this is the guy who I think it is, he did really well against. Never mind, he didn't do really well against that guy. But he beat our boy Jake Hadley. Oh my god. That's actually a name I forgot about. Jake fucking Hadley, man. Bring him back. Bring him back. And as well, he went to a split decision with Tagia Alanbekov. That must be really. He must be good then. You know what I mean? He must be something fucking right. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Allan Nascimento via decision. I don't think Mitch Raposo will do anything stupid, but who knows in this fucking sport. On to the next fight, which is JJ Aldrich versus Jamey-Lyn Horth. Another trash fucking women's fight on the card. I heard Jamey-Lyn Horth had a really good knockout in the last fight, and she looks more like a man. So I'm going to choose Jamey-Lyn Horth. And that's my super in-depth breakdown of this fight. Moving on. Melissa Croden versus Zhelezniakova. I just used ChatGPT to break down that name, and I probably still said it wrong. But I'm worried, but I'm probably gonna go with Zhelezniakova because you know, she kind of cute, you know what I mean. But like, that's the thing, though. You know, that's the thing, though. Like, she is kind of more defensive, but like, even just from that, though, like, look at her topology picture. That's just a picture. That's not what your topology picture should be. Your topology picture should be you mid-fight or at a weigh-in. You know what I mean? Or the media day shit, right? Not a fucking Instagram photo of yourself. You know what I mean? That shows me that you ain't really in the sport. You're just trying to be some fucking future OF model or something, right? And Melissa's Croydon's profile picture and topology is there on the weigh-ins. I'm gonna go with Zhelezniakova anyway, just because, like, let's be real. There's a reason why these certain hot women's fighters are in the sport and are half decent. It's because they're doing something on the side, maybe, most likely, most indefinitely. Watch now that I've said that, like, a fucking coach is, like, probably a dad or something. You know what I mean? Like, something weird like that. Something I just didn't know at all, and it's just something strange. But, yeah, let's. I'm going to start yapping before I dig myself a grave. And I'm going with Zhelezniakova. And I've said that wrong again. Right, on to the next fight, which is Tanner Boser versus Gokhan Saricam. And I see what the UFC is doing. They're really trying to push these Turkish fighters who are just complete dog shit. Like, I'm not even saying that because I'm half Kurdish. Like, I'm saying that because they're shit. A majority of them are shit. They have like one prospect, and he's not even from Turkey. He's from Chechnya. So like, yeah. But in this case, I am gonna go with Saricam. Saricam is like slightly better than Boser, and Boser is shit. He fought a bum. He got controlled by that bum. You know, Saricam is slightly more well-rounded. He has a good double leg. In one of his fights, he actually got a 15-minute TKO using that double leg. Literally, just I think he threw a punch, double leg, ground and pound, and it got finished in 15 seconds. It was pretty good. Obviously, as a Kurd, I will be rooting for the downfall of Saricam. It's just how it goes. But yeah, I'll be going with Saricam. Right, on to the next fight, Robert Valentin versus Julien Leblanc, and this is the last prelim fight, and I will be going with Julien Leblanc because Robert Valentin is shit. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He has yet to show me anything. He's lost to Ryan fucking Lauder. Ryan fucking Lauder. I'm done. I am done trying to pretend like I have done my fucking very best trying to be, you know, reasonable. Let's put it that way. Reasonable with Robert Valentin. You know, I can make excuses for him. For example, the Gutierrez fight. Right? That's Gutierrez. No one expected you to beat him, right? But Ryan fucking Lauder. Torres Finney legitimately just lays into opposition and does fuck all. Right? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So, I will be going with Julien Leblanc. He kind of fights like I don't know. I'd only watched one of his fights. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not doing much research for this fight just to go fucking 5-5 because literally everyone is off of the regional scene and trying to find fights is like trying to find fucking gold in a fucking fish tank. So yeah, but he does kind of fight like what's his name, Ridder. Like, he got that guy up against the fence and he was just dirty boxing him and tiring him out. And yeah, he had some alright kicks in that fight too, which I think Robert Valentin will struggle with. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. So yeah. Moving on to the next fight, we've got Denis Buzukja versus Marcelo Barbosa, and yeah, this one's pretty fucking obvious, isn't it? Marcelo Barbosa is going to knock out Buzukja in the first round. This guy has 14 knockouts in the first round, I believe, and he's only left the first round in 3 fights. That tells me all you need to know. As well, like, it's not as if he's like, you know, let me just do something real quick. If it'll load, you know. Conor Matthews knocked out Buzukja. Jamal Emmers knocked out Buzukja. Now, I don't remember those fights. For all I know, it could have been ground and pound shots, right? But, yeah. Yeah. But there again, he did go Sean Woodson, unanimous decision. But he did be overweight for that fight. Ironically, not Sean Woodson was overweight for that fight. It was Sean Woodson. It was Buzukja. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Barbosa. Barbosa is just some fucking powerhouse. I'm just gonna go over left hook, Barbosa knockout. You'll see what I mean. He's very good at just cutting off the cage and getting his very basic boxing combinations. A bit like Ilya, but minus the technique. It's just kind of like sort of shots, you know, like basic fucking shots, but it's working until it's not going to work against like a semi-decent opponent, which Buzukja is not. So, yeah, not Buzukja, fucking, you know, no, yeah, yes, Buzukja, Barbosa. They sound very similar, okay, I'm getting confused, but Barbosa's going to win. On to the next fight, which is Thaigo Moises versus Gage Young, and, woo, what a banger. But when I was looking for his topology record, honestly, I was thinking Thaigo Moises would be like at least like 36, 37. The dude is 31, and he's fought people like Makachev, BSD, who's on like a second trajectory in the division, Islam, who's like almost the GOAT, even if you hate him, such as myself. Don't necessarily hate him, I hate his fan base. And he's just fought basically everyone who isn't shit, and the people who are shit or mid or meh or big holes in their game, but alright, he beats. Engage Young, he kind of fights like a Volkanovski, but on the pressure and less volume. And I'm just going to make this quick, right? I can just so see Thaigo Moises taking him down and just doing his thing and getting a decision from it. That's my prediction. Thiago Moises. He fits Gage Young fits the description of every single person he has beaten. You know what I mean? Gage Young fits the description of every single person Thiago Moises has beaten. So I'm going with Thiago Moises. On to the next fight, which is Jasmine Jourdivious versus Kareem Silva. I know 2026 has been an amazing year for UFC fight cards. Basically, the feature fight of the cup card. Jasmine Jourdivious versus Kareem Silva. Lord have mercy upon us. Lord have mercy upon us. But I'll go with Jasmine Jourdivious. She's just a better fighter. On to the next fight, which is Mandel Nallo versus Jai Herbert. And this just stinks of a Jai Herbert knockout. As in Jai Herbert gets knocked out. Yeah, I was just rewatching his Chris Padilla fight, and I can just so see Mandel Nallo just doing the exact same thing he did in the Contender Series. Jab, calf kick, jab, calf kick. Although I will say the guy in the Contender Series, I don't know how he got knocked out from that shot. It wasn't even a hard shot. It barely, it basically touched him. It was such a weird shot. And he, proper, slumped out. Or either that or he quit. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Lorosanko was kind of, glazing him on the, on the commentary. I don't know. I really don't know. But the guy in the rewatch that fight. It's, Mandel Nallo versus Samuel Silva. It was a weird one. He kind of just got touched on the chin. He kind of slumped, and then just kind of shelled up and took the TKO. I don't know if he quit or he just weird knockout, but it was an odd one. But Mandel Nallo probably wins. I can just see him jabbing him, kicking him. Jai Herbert's fucking calf is just there to be kicked. Mandel Nallo literally has finishes via leg kick. I don't think that's going to happen to Jai Herbert, but you know that's a thing. That's a thing that could happen. Jai Herbert is he kind of is like a veteran now, isn't he? What is he in the UFC? It can't be too bad. He's 3-5-1 draw. Forget what I just said. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mandel Nallo. I could really see him getting a knockout here. Similar to the one he got on the Contender Series, but yeah. You know what? I'm gonna change it up a bit. Mandel Nallo, 3rd round TKO. How about that? Anyway, moving on. Kyler Phillips versus Charles Jourdian. And yes, this is the co-main event. This isn't even a co-main event for an Apex card, right? This is a co-main event for an arena. They expect people to come to this card, tune in for Charles Jourdian versus Kyler Phillips as a co-main event. I'm not shitting on the fighters here, but you shouldn't be this high on the card. I like Charles Jourdian. I did like Kyler Phillips. You should not be this high in the card, especially in marketing, right? You don't put some unknown guys on here. You know what I mean? I know you're trying to build names, but feature fight. You know, if you put it as a feature fight, it would still be kind of whack, but it would be fine. It would be fine. Necessarily, it would just be fine. You know what I mean? And you find someone I can't think of any Canadian fighters, but someone top 7 to top the top contender range. In between that, sorted. It's not too bad. You know what I mean? It would make sense, but yeah, this card is utter fucking dog shit, and I probably will not be watching it. There's a very high likely that I'm just gonna do anything but watch this card. It's fucking complete arse cheeks. And for a prediction, I am going with Charles Jourdian. Charles Jourdian, just I feel I don't want to go with him in with the crowd though, because I am looking here. Although like Carla Phillips is basically looking worse and worse of each fight. Um, He is only lost to Rob Font and Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira, I'll stand by it. I know he lost to Mario Bautista, but like he's a monster in the division. Rob Font, Rob Font's pretty fucking washed. That I can't even like. I cannot defend that loss. I think I even chose him to win him, beat Rob Font too, which is kind of wild. Yeah. Yeah, you know that sealed my prediction. I'm going with Charles Jourdain. You're not losing to Rob Font. At the time, it was 2024. In 2024, you're not allowed to lose to Rob Font if you're any sort of decent contender. Meanwhile, if you look at Charles Jourdain is basically, you know what? Charles Jourdain is a weird fighter because he's very hittable, but like he's kind of just like a spastic fighter. He jumps in the air and he throws just whatever lands, you know what I mean? He just throws whatever fucking lands and it just works. Um, it's off it. It really is off it, but um, you know, and it's like he's got that guillotine too, which I don't think he's gonna go for those takedowns. This is Carla Phillips one about here. Yeah, I'm not gonna overthink this shit. I don't even care. I don't even care. I've done prediction videos for every single fucking card, back to back to back. Never missed a card, so I have to film this one. I have to. I don't want to. Trust me, I don't want to, but I have to. It's just something in my head that I have to do. So, yeah, I'm going with Charles Jourdain. I'm just gonna be a fucking sheep and just follow the fucking crowd. On to the next fight, which is Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott, and let me just tell you something right now. I just rewatched some fights. Mike Malott isn't this fucking monster in the division. In fact, he's incredibly beatable. He is just so incredibly beatable, which is just, like, he cannot put his hands together at all, and I know he knocked out our boy fucking Charles Radke. But that was just like some lucky fluke knockout. I'm just going to be real with you, because Mike Malott cannot get his hands going whatsoever, right? He lost to fucking Neil Magny, need I say less? But Gilbert Burns, if Gilbert Burns was in his prime years, right, I would choose Gilbert Burns. Prime Gilbert Burns destroys Mike Malott. But it's not prime. It's not prime Gilbert Burns. This time it's. How old is he now? 39. He is 39. So he turns 40 in a few months. He looked terrible in the. Sorry, he looked terrible in the Morales fight. He looked hesitant. Didn't really want to throw much. He did kind of quit. Like, he was up against the fence and he had his hands up and he just kind of wilted. He had a last takedown attempt just to try and save the fight. Didn't work. Just stood there with his hands up. Ref calls it off. He wasn't even rocked. He just kind of looked up at the ref. He wasn't even rocked at all. So he did quit there. He obviously did quit. But Gilbert Burns is 40 in a couple months, and he looked terrible in his last couple of fights, and he almost made fucking Sean Brady, who I chose to beat Morales, look like some fucking K1 expert. Like, he made him look like a Muay Thai fucking champion, which is just fantastic. But man, I'm gonna have to go with Mike Malott. Because if I choose Gilbert Burns just to be different and he loses, because I don't think Mike Mallott's the shit, but I don't think even fucking Gilbert Burns is even that any good. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that good. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he's fucking trash. Like, well, Gilbert Burns in his prime, but like now he's trash. I think they're both trash. Like, we're talking right now, present time. Obviously, in his prime, he wasn't the best, but like he was fucking good. He would destroy Mike Malott in his prime, like I've already said. But I'm gonna have to go with Mike Malott here, because like even if it goes to like the judges' scorecard, they're gonna give it to the Canadian, aren't they? Surely, unless like the politics in Canada right now, you're kind of being overthrown. That's all I'm gonna say. So at the UK, we've got too many self-hating British people. Yeah. Hence why every time we get a decision there and it's slightly close, to just give it to the other guy. But but I do want Gilbert Burns to win, and I want to be the guy to say Gilbert Burns won. So I don't like this because they're both shit. They are both fucking horrible. But 40-year-old Gilbert Burns, I can't choose him. And I'm looking at the last fight and he was shit. And Mike Malott, he does hit hard. I think if he hits Gilbert Burns hard once, he will just quit again. So I'm going to go with Mike Malott via whatever, I don't care. I'm going to go Mike Malott via decision. But there again, if Gilbert Burns fights Mike Malott in his game, his grappling, he's such a better grappler, man. No, I'm sticking with my prediction. I'm sticking with Mike Malott. I'm not gonna choose Gilbert Burns just to be different and say I told you so. When I don't have a Twitter, I'm suspended. I would love to be unsuspended Twitter, just for so you know. I've got so many cool. Like, you know how bad it is when I'm seeing the Dagestanis glare some random fire and I can't like be facetious in the comment section. Do you know how bad that is? But Mike Mallott's gonna win, guys. I can't choose Gilbert Burns as much as I want to choose Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns will go 22-10 this weekend. That's 22 wins, 10 losses. And while we're on the topic of Gilbert Burns, how trash is Hamzat Chimaev? Like, I'm being serious. I rewatched that fight and I was just kind of like, if Sean Strickland can keep it on the feet with Chimaev, he fucking starches him out cold, like on a reel. Like what he just did to fucking Hernandez, he does the same to Chimaev. But it's not going to happen, is it? So there's no point putting hope in there. But yeah, Mike Mallott's going to win. But man, I could so see Gilbert doing it, but I'm going to stop second guessing myself. Gilbert Burns is washed, super washed. I want Gilbert Burns to win. Actually, no, I don't, because if he does win, then I'm going to be like, I should have chosen him. Fuck. I hate these predictions, man. But yeah, I'm going to go Mike Malott. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, subscribe. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of 2026. Probably isn't going to happen, but if you help me out, would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I can't even say follow me on Twitter anymore. That's usually my go-to. I can't do it anymore. I am suspended. They still haven't unsuspended me yet. So yeah, and it has been 7 days. So yeah, well today's the 7th, so I'm hoping by tonight it'll be unsuspended, but probably not. Twitter hates my life, I think. But yeah, if you can subscribe, would be greatly appreciated. And yeah,